Paddy, lovely work, lad.
He could be the next Conor McGregor star.
I want that world title. All laugh all yous want and say I'll never be champ. You gang of mushrooms.
Like that kind of a star where the whole
He
world is
has
watching.
that weird personality.
Yes.
Yeah, he has that.
Well, he's very disarming because people, they see, I talked about this in the last pay-per-view. I said it's a very sneaky trick because guys like you look at you, the way you carry yourself, the way you, that's a fighter. Like you look at that guy's a dangerous motherfucker. But when you see Paddy, he's dancing like this, his hair is flopping around like he's in the Beatles. You know, he's like, he seems silly, but then he fucks people up.
The declaration was a bombshell. Armin Talarukian didn't just dislike Paddy Pimblett, he confessed absolute seething hatred. I hate just Paddy. I hate Paddy, he spat. Words dripping venom. Talarukian vowed to maul his face on the ground just with my elbows. All day, all night, the aggression escalated, threatening a real Armenian slap if they ever met outside the cage. This wasn't banter, it was a deeply personal, violent declaration of war. This profound loathing casts a terrifying shadow over any future clash. Their lightweight rivalry just became personal, fueled by an unsettling, genuine vendetta, promising an explosive, unpredictable confrontation. Paddy Pimblett possesses unique charisma. Often compared to the legendary Conor McGregor, many believe he could be the next Conor McGregor star. Commanding massive attention, his personality, described as weird, proves incredibly disarming. He appears silly, dancing with flopping hair, before unleashing brutal efficiency in the octagon. This duality, the light-hearted showman who packs people up, creates magnetic appeal. It's a sneaky trick, as one analyst noted, presenting a facade that belies his dangerous capability. This juxtaposition of goofy exterior and ruthless fighter makes him a polarizing, unmissable figure, drawing huge crowds and fueling debates about his true potential and staying power.
What went through your mind when that dropped?
Yeah, obviously I was very disappointed at the time, very disappointed and disheartened more so, because the whole time, ever since I went in there and knocked out Pico, I thought for sure I'm next in line in it. Everything seemed to be going my way, but do you know what, like now I've had time to digest it and get back to work. It's kind of a perspective thing, and I'm working with like a performance coach now, and it's just like everything is teaching me is just about forgetting about the bad and just focusing on what's next. And it's a perspective thing again, and it's like I could have went to Australia, fought a close fight with Volkanovski, and they could have robbed me. Who knows? But the way I'm looking at it is I might be able to headline the UK card, 5-rounder. Imagine a scenario where Volkanovski wins, retires, and then they make my fight the title fight. You just never know what's going to go on. I'm just staying prepared, staying ready, and I'll keep stacking up them wins.
In a stunning display of audacity, Paddy Pimblett boldly declared his intention to retire. Justin Gaethje. This wasn't just about winning. Pimblett framed the bout as potentially ending an era for the iconic highlight. He leveraged Gaethje's own past comments about retiring without a title shot. Paddy sees his victory as the definitive blow, preventing Gaethje from reaching another championship opportunity. Such a pronouncement elevates the stakes dramatically, transforming a high-profile fight into a potential career-ending clash. It's a brash, confidence-infused challenge, aiming to diminish a sport legend and dramatically mark a new chapter for Pimblett himself, shocking the fan base with his audacious claims.
And I'm not saying Diego Lopez's story is amazing either. He has an amazing story as well. I just want to see some legitimacy in this sport where somebody is undefeated in a 9 fight or 8 fight, whatever the win streak he is, it's all the same to me. Get the opportunity to fight for a world title. So God.
Yet, despite explosive claims, Paddy Pimblett maintains clear, open respect for Justin Gaethje. He differentiates confidence from recklessness. Acknowledging Gaethje as one of my favorite fighters, Paddy desired a 5-round brawl reminiscent of Gaethje's debut. He stressed he wouldn't disrespect an iconic fighter, recalling how James Vick's comments backfired. This highlights Pimblett's understanding of Gaethje's danger, refusing past errors. It's a testament to Gaethje's standing, commanding respect even from those aiming to retire him, adding a complex layer to this highly anticipated clash.
Will this be your last time in the octagon?
Yeah, I'm seeing that everywhere as well. I don't know where that come from. No, it's not. It hasn't been planned to be my last fight, so you don't need to really worry about that. I think you're going to just take it as it goes from here on, but there's definitely no plans of that. My plans are going out there and, as I told you, not taking too much damage, going out there really setting a statement, and make it, be really impressive in there, and then maybe get a quick turnaround. I think you've got a couple of other guys as well, like Movzar, Lerone Murphy, they're undefeated and all that, so they're, for the legacy, they look like they might be pretty good as well. So we'll see what happens. This one, do this in Sydney, put on a show, but again, definitely no plans for that.
Pimblett isn't just confident, he's challenging expectations by asserting his readiness to stand and strike with Gaethje, a decision that has many laughing at me. While critics anticipate a quick takedown, Paddy insists he's an MMA striker, not merely a boxer or kickboxer. He aims to showcase a versatile offense, contrasting it with Gaethje's style, described as boxer with leg kicks. This isn't about shine from peril, it's an embrace of direct confrontation. Promising a striking trial, his unwavering belief sets the stage for a dramatic, unpredictable stand-up battle, defying conventional wisdom against a dangerous striker.
Were you kind of surprised that it wasn't Movzar or Murphy?
Well, I called for Movzar straight after the fight. Then I knew he was going to be fighting. Then he pulled out. I knew he was meant to maybe postpone, and then he didn't take it. And I'm like, well, there goes your opportunity. So that wasn't long before I knew that wouldn't happen. That's the thing, man. I feel for him in a sense where I know he definitely deserved. That's why I called for him. But I totally understand how this game works. You can't be that guy. You got to be the guy that's willing to fight anyone, anywhere. Put your hand up.
Beyond personal rivalries and bold pronouncements, UFC 34 stakes are incredibly high. Paddy Pimblett undergoes rigorous preparation for his clash with Justin Gaethje, understanding the immense opportunity. The victor of this highly anticipated lightweight bout isn't just winning, they are set to meet the formidable Ilia Topuria for the lightweight championship. This direct path to a title shot elevates every exchange. It transforms the contest into a de facto title eliminator, solidifying its crucial impact on the division's future. The fight against Gaethje is a gateway to divisional glory, positioning the winner for the ultimate prize, adding more pressure to an already explosive matchup.
He did do that, Lerone Murphy. Fought a guy at short notice in Pico and got a massive finish, so I thought it was going to be him in December. Then I knew the UFC were waiting for Jean Silva and Diego, so I was like, oh, maybe it's going to be one of these guys. Let's see what happens. Let's see if this is going to be a fun fight. And it was, and that's where they went with it. But it don't matter. We'll see what happens, whether Movzar and Lerone fight somebody or each other, prove themselves, and then I'll fight them straight after. So don't worry, they won't miss the opportunity if they back themselves, take on another fight then, or wait. Whatever, but I mean, I don't think waiting's a good idea. As I said, take your opportunities just like Lopez did, and then this is where you'll be.
However, the path to title shots is rarely straightforward, as Lerone Murphy's profound disappointment illustrates. He voiced deep dismay at not receiving a title shot against Alex Volkanovski, feeling very disappointed and disheartened. He had earned it. Murphy believed he was next in line, and everything seemed to be going my way. This stark contrast between expectation and reality left him grappling with setback. His feelings highlight a common frustration within the UFC, the perceived lack of a clear, merit-based system for championship opportunities. For Murphy, it was a bitter pill, a missed chance that underscored the unpredictable, political nature of title contention.
I had a war in all my years of fighting, so I'm looking forward to one.
Is that what you want?
Yeah, of course. Always want one.
You never had a war you want to start it by doing it with Justin Gaethje?
Well, yeah.
Where's your head at, man?
It's firmly screwed on my shoulders, lad, but people are laughing at me when I'm saying I'm going to stand with him, but I am. People think that I'm just going to shoot in the first 10 seconds. I'm not. I'm going to stand with him, and I'm going to put it on him, and people are going to be like, wow, we weren't lying. He's more of a boxer with leg kicks, and I'm an MMA striker. I don't do just boxing or Thai boxing or kickboxing or taekwondo or karate. I'm an MMA striker, and you'll see that when I fight him.
Confronting his setback, Lerone Murphy chose introspection over frustration, transforming disappointment into growth. Rather than dwelling on the missed title shot, he redirected his focus, embracing new perspective and committing to self-improvement. He revealed he's now working with a performance coach, emphasizing forgetting about the bad and just focusing on what's next. Murphy even reframed the situation, envisioning a scenario where he might headline a UK card, potentially fighting for the title if Volkanovski retired after winning. This resilience and mental discipline allowed him to see opportunity where others might see only despair, turning adversity into motivation.
Fighter, right?
Yeah, he's unbelievable, absolute legend of the sport, legend of the lightweight division, and it's an honour to get in the cage with him and fight him, but I feel bad saying it because I've said it already. I think I'm going to retire him.
Is that where you think he is in his career? You think he is?
I think he could be on the verge, on the precipice of retiring. He said himself he was going to retire if he didn't get a title shot. So when I beat him, he's not going to get another title shot, is he?
The integrity of title contention has been directly challenged by a legend. Demetrius Johnson expressed serious worries about the UFC's fight selection approach. He highlighted a troubling discrepancy between in-octagon success, particularly for undefeated fighters, and actual championship opportunities. Johnson sees this as a larger concern for legitimacy, implying true worth or a consistent winning trend isn't always dictating who gets a shot. He explicitly mentioned fighters like Diego Lopez, who despite amazing stories are overlooked. Johnson's critique cuts to the heart of the sport, questioning whether the UFC truly operates as a meritocracy or if other factors determine a fighter's path to a world title.
I expect the war, obviously. Like, Justin Gaethje is one of my favourite fighters to watch. He's your favourite fighter's favourite fighter, and it's going to be a pleasure to get in there with him. I'd love to have a brawl for 5 rounds. As he said, him versus Michael Johnson, how he introduced himself to the UFC. I'd love to have a fight like that, but I don't think it'll pan out that way. But let's see what happens. Hopefully, I'm getting a performance bonus and a fight of the night bonus.
You're going to nickname Justin Gaethje?
Nothing.
That was easy. Gay cheese.
Gay cheese. Nah, I'm not going to make that stupid mistake James Vick did and call him Homer Simpson and get knocked the f*** out. So, to me, he's a legend, lad, and I'm not going to disrespect him. Simple as...
Amidst swirling rumors of retirement, Alex Volkanovski firmly affirmed his intention to remain active. He quickly dismissed claims his next fight would be his last, stating, "No, it hasn't been planned to be my last fight, so you don't need to worry about that." Volkanovski expressed a clear focus on continuing to clash with premier challengers like Lerone Murphy and Movsar Evloev. He views these contests as vital chances to fortify his standing as a champion and challenge himself against top-tier competition. This dedication to impactful divisional fights highlights his commitment to legacy rather than an early exit, assuring fans that the dominant featherweight champion plans to continue defending his throne.
It's a business to build Paddy and make him easy fights, but I hope Justin gonna beat his ass, kick his ass, and we're gonna forget about Paddy for all our life. They gave him easier because they know he's gonna lose to Ilya, and real fighters like me just watching and waiting our time, you know.
Wouldn't you kind of like the opportunity to be the one to do it to him, like to beat Paddy?
Yeah. Oh my God, I would just maul his face on the ground just with my elbows. When I fought with Hooker, I was thinking, what should I do when I was on the top? Should I choke him or I just should like elbow him? But with Paddy, I'm not gonna for the choke. I'm gonna just elbow him all day, all night, just make his face like bleeding. Justin, if you need the help, let me know. I'll fly to you and help you. I mean, I want him to win, you know. That bullshit guy, I hate him. He's such a...
Like, there's a saying that, like, don't hate the player, hate the game. But you hold it personally against Paddy.
Yeah, I hate just Paddy. I hate Paddy.
Yeah.
I wish it was Oliveira fighting with Gaethje or someone different, but not Paddy. I hate that guy.
Will you be at the fight? I imagine you'll go to January 24th. Yeah, you think you'll be there?
I don't want to be there because I'm going to fight with somebody there. Because if I see Paddy, I would like to slap him. Not slap like slapping Ilya, but real Armenian slap. Maybe this is Spanish slap, like when they put on the neck, that's the slap. I'll show him like a real slap.
Volkanovski expressed genuine sympathy for Movsar of Evloev, recognizing the profound significance of Evloev's forfeited title shot. He recounted promptly supporting Evloev following his stellar showing, convinced he truly merited the opportunity. Volkanovski voiced regret that a pullout denied Evloev that crucial attempt, admitting he was kind of surprised that it wasn't Movsar or Murphy who got the initial call. His words indicate a deep understanding of the sacrifices and hard work required to earn such a chance, making Evloev's situation poignant. It's a rare glimpse into a champion's empathy, acknowledging cruel twists of fate.
Fault, lad, it's his own family's fault for letting him be a spoiled little baby his whole life, lad, because he's got money. You know what I mean? He thinks that he can just like pay his way out of anything. So, nah, lad, you got told you better work your way back to the title. I'm beating Dan Hooker, who can't grapple to save his life. Doesn't do that. You know what I mean? But it is funny because he's left out in the cold now because Charles is fighting Max and I'm fighting Justin. And like, the next person down the rankings is Dan Hooker, who he's just beat. You know what I mean? He's going to have to rematch Gamrot or something and try and beat Gamrot. Because for now, nobody gives a flying about Arman Sarukian. It's not my fault Arman Sarukian's an absolute sausage.
It's
you know
not,
what I mean?
not.
It's not my fault he can't control his emotions and start headbutting people at weigh-ins and pulling out the night before fights and hitting fans when he's walking out. That's not on me, that's on him. And he knows why he's not fighting for the belt. He needs to stop about it.
However, Volkanovski tempered his empathy with a pragmatic understanding of how this game works. He stressed that fighters can't be that guy who waits for perfect opportunities. Instead, champions and top contenders must be the guy that's willing to fight anyone anywhere. Put your hand up. This philosophy underscores the harsh realities of the UFC, where opportunities are fleeting and must be seized without hesitation. Volkanovski's advice isn't just for Evloev, but for all aspiring title challengers. Adaptability and an unwavering willingness to compete are paramount. This no-nonsense perspective reflects the high-stakes, cutthroat nature of the sport.
Что перед боем с Хукером мне сразу сказали, что следующая очередь это Пимблett, а не твоя. Даже если ты там выиграешь красиво, там, нокаутом и так далее, то Пимблett будет драться за тебя. И когда выиграл Дариуша такой доминацией, и болельщики все стали на мою сторону, почему дерется Пимблett, а не я. Ну, организации виднее, они ставят, кто им выгоднее на данный момент, и это бизнес, нужно просто понимать и ждать своего шанса. Никаких там подводных камней нету, что говорит Дана Уайт, это да, там я пропустил свой шанс, летел с боя, а после этого никаких у нас недоговоренностей не было, даже они дали мне, можно сказать, легкий бой, легкие деньги, поменяли мне контракт. После боя даже там я финишировал удушающим приемом, они мне дали бонус. И
Continuing his candid assessment, Volkanovski laid out a clear path for Movsar Evloev and Lerona Murphy. He stated their future course depends on whether they battle other contenders or meet directly to establish their worth. Volkanovski pledged to face them in due course, assuring their title shot won't vanish. Yet he issued a stern warning: prolonged waiting could impede their drive and momentum. He pointed to Diego Lopez's proactive approach as an example. The message is unequivocal: maintain activity, prove dominance, and avoid sitting idle. This direct challenge from the champion emphasizes they must continue earning their way through competitive action.
Ситуация в легком весе, и с Арманом в частности.
То, что дали это Gaethje, да, конечно. Не знаю, пусть организация обижается, но сейчас непонятные, все больше непонятных боев для меня. Я не знаю, я думаю, конечно, что Арман должен был драться за пояс. Но, не знаю, я не участвую, если Арман, будем честны, Арман сейчас не подерется. Подерется Пимблett с Gaethje, кто бы из них не выиграл, подерутся с Тапури. Это еще год должен Арман выстаивать. Не знаю, тяжелое, конечно, но у меня тоже было так же в карьере. Я 10 боев провел, чтобы добраться до пояса, 10 победных боев. Арман, наверное, надо чуть подождать, потерпеть.
Armin openly voiced profound frustration with the UFC's perceived favoritism towards Paddy Pimblett. He believes the promotion deliberately gives Pimblett easy fights to build his star power, implying a strategic business move rather than merit-based progression. Tarigian's words reveal a deep-seated belief that he and other real fighters are forced to just watching and waiting our time, while Pimblett gets preferential treatment. This sentiment suggests a troubling discrepancy in opportunity, where popularity might outweigh pure athletic achievement. Tarigian feels the UFC sacrifices competitive integrity for commercial appeal, fueling his deep animosity.
Should have been way over Gaethje, and I feel like Arman should be way over Paddy, you know, but he doesn't have that hiccup. So what does he do? Does he sit out? Or does he go out there and make his case? Get another one of these top 5 guys, Arman, I say. Take their head off because there's nobody there that could beat him and keep him moving, brother. Then they can't deny you. You know, I think he has to go out there, just beat somebody else, and not even Dana White could say, no, I'm not giving this guy a title shot. After that, there's no way, you know. And the fight to see in 2026 is Arman versus Ilya. Those are the best guys at 155 pounds right now.
Paddy Pimblett, never one to shy from a verbal exchange, delivered a sharp retaliatory jab at Arman Tsarukyan. He characterized Tsarukyan as a spoiled baby from a Song family, implying a privileged background unprepared for fighting's true rigors. This portrayal suggests Tsarukyan doesn't understand earning each single opportunity, contrasting it with Pimblett's own journey. The insinuation is Tsarukyan's upbringing has insulated him from experiences that forge true champion. Pimblett's counterattack is a pointed critique of his rival's perceived lack of hunger and resilience, fueling the narrative of a stark clash of perspectives between rivals.
This is the final go. This is the final crack of the whip. The man's had 2 title fights in the past, Charles Oliveira to Khabib Nurmagomedov, and now he gets to go up against Paddy Pimblett. Now, talking about the matchup, of course, it is an easier fight for Justin than what it is against Khabib Nurmagomedov, one of the greatest of all time. Islam Makhachev, the current pound for pound, and according to many people, a man that is surpassing Khabib Nurmagomedov, right? So in that regard, it is an easier matchup. Will Paddy be able to take him down? Will he dance around the octagon? Yes, he will. Will he try and replicate the game plan of Max Holloway? Of course he will. Who wouldn't try and do that? You aren't going to stand and go toe-to-toe with Justin Gaethje because the man does have knockout power. But underestimate Paddy at your peril. That's all I'll say about that one, but that is a phenomenal fight.
Paddy Pimblett further dismissed Arman Tsarukyan, labeling him an absolute sausage. He emphatically stated Tsarukyan's title shot woes are not his fault, but a consequence of Arman's emotional instability and past pullouts. Pimblett directly referenced Tsarukyan's inability to console his emotions in a prior instance of pulling out the night before a fight. He argued Tsarukyan knows why he's not fighting for the belt, implying Arman's own actions and temperament hindered his progression more than external favoritism. This scathing assessment paints Tsarukyan as a volatile, unreliable competitor, unfit for the championship stage, intensifying their feud.
I'm upset that Paddy Pimblett's getting the title shot versus Gaethje instead of Arman. What's your take on that?
I don't follow that too much, like that politics and that stuff. I mean, I don't know what makes it make sense. You can fight in Arman, you have to fight the winner.
So who do you got in that fight? Do you have Paddy or do you have Gaethje?
You know, I like to see. I like those guys, so it's an interesting fight.
I always make you pick one. You got to pick one. You got Paddy.
I'd like to see Gaethje pull it off.
You want to see Gaethje pull it off?
I think Paddy's
The baffling nature of the UFC's fight pairings has not gone unnoticed by lightweight champion Islam Makhachev. He expressed clear annoyance, disputing choices that seem to ignore obvious challenges. Makhachev highlighted the irony of Gaethje and Pimblett fighting for a title shot, while Arman Tsarukyan, a deserving contender, faces extended delays. He sees this as a perplexing diversion, emphasizing that scheduling and promotion decisions can sideline worthy athletes even when fully prepared. Makhachev's critique underscores a wider concern about competitive integrity and the transparency of title contention, suggesting the path to a belt is often convoluted by factors beyond in-cage performance, leading to frustration.
Headlined by Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje. Who do you favor in that fight?
Man, I gotta go with Gaethje. I feel like he's the one that is more like enjoys like a knockdown drag out more than the other guy. Not that Paddy Pimblett doesn't love to fight. It's just Gaethje loves to like actually get down and throw fist for fist. And he's also got the Division I wrestling to kind of negate some of the biggest skill sets of Paddy. Paddy's like a very dominant grappler when it comes to submissions and being, aggressive with that. I think Gaethje has the tools to keep it where he wants it, and I think that's going to give him an edge.
Former champion Michael Bisping weighed in on the Pimblett versus Gaethje bout, portraying it as one of Justin Gaethje's final opportunities for a significant win. Given Gaethje's past title contest against elites like Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev, Bisping stressed the critical importance of this fight. Although Paddy Pimblett might appear less intimidating, Bisping cautioned, "Underestimate Paddy at your peril." He highlighted Pimblett's perilous fighting style, capable of challenging Gaethje through unexpected footwork and striking. Bisping emphasized the distinct clash of styles and the ever-present threat of Gaethje's knockout power, branding the matchup truly compelling for fans.
Someone who's not happy, and I'm sure that's Arman Tsarukyan, right? I'm sure he believes he deserves to be in this fight, and he was saying even after the win, like, didn't take any damage. If they want me to fight in January, that's when he's being asked about Ilya, but I'm sure if they called him to fight either of these guys for an interim belt, he would have done it.
And it's unfortunate too, because we put this burden on these fighters, but it says a lot though. It says a lot about the direction that Paramount wants to go with the UFC, really. It says that, listen, we want guys that are going to bang. And it's an unfair burden that we put on fighters to say, we want you to win, be successful and win it. And you also have to entertain us by putting your neck on the line and taking a lot of chances and taking damage in the process. Because when you got guys like Justin Gaethje, that's what they do, but they're fan favorites. A guy like Arman Tsarukyan might not be a fan favorite because he's so grappling or
Dominic Cruz offered a nuanced view on the imminent fight, subtly implying Paddy Pimblett may lack full readiness for such a high-stakes encounter. While acknowledging the pairing is fascinating and respecting both, Cruz's leanings were clear. He subtly expressed a preference for Gaethje to achieve a stoppage, building excitement for supporters. This preference hints at a belief that Gaethje's experience and power might be too much for Pimblett at this stage. Despite the hype, Cruz's commentary suggests quiet skepticism about Pimblett's ability to overcome such a formidable opponent, adding another layer to the pre-fight analysis. His preference underscores the perceived gap in their journey.
Kind of where the direction of where they want the UFC to go, because they're trying to get eyeballs, man. Without eyeballs, the sport goes nowhere. So for Arman Tsarukyan, he might have to sit out for a little bit, but he definitely deserves it, and his time is coming. It's just, I think right now Paramount and the UFC is kind of establishing that, we're going to want some entertainers in there. And if you're not entertaining us, if entertainment is not a part of your priority, then that might be an issue.
Nurjisa Faber, a seasoned veteran, strongly favored Justin Gaethje, citing the highlight's inherent appetite for intense striking contests. Faber highlighted Gaethje's willingness to engage in knockdown drag-out brawls, an attribute he feels Gaethje enjoys more than Pimblett. Crucially, Faber also pointed to Gaethje's Division I wrestling background, which offers a powerful means to neutralize Paddy Pimblett's significant grappling advantages. While acknowledging Pimblett's potency on the mat, Faber believes Gaethje possesses the tools to keep the fight where he wants it, standing. This classic clash of styles, with Gaethje's power and wrestling as vital factors, gives him a distinct edge in Faber's expert opinion.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, right? And that's, I mean, God, I hate kind of get into this too much, but I mean, that's really that's the definition of, monopoly, where a single promoter owns the title and the rankings. And it's not a good thing for the sport, in my opinion.
The influence of commercial appeal over competitive merit in the UFC was starkly highlighted by analyst Din Tama. He emphasized that the promotion, driven by Paramount, frequently prioritizes fighters who attract eyeballs and generate excitement. Thomas clarified that fighters must not only win, but also present exciting, risky displays, often putting their necks on the line. He observed that technical wrestlers like Arman Tsarukyan are often disregarded relative to audience draws like Justin Gaethje, even when Tsarukyan is prepared for a championship opportunity. This reflects a troubling shift, where showmanship and explosive performances trump technical ability, disadvantaging those who prioritize skill over spectacle.
It's going to do for the longevity of the sport. I don't think in the short term it's really going to make a big difference, right? You know, it's going to sell the next fight, right? It's going to sell the next pay-per-view. But trends tend to come and go, right? Fads tend to come and go. At some point, like, you know, to have staying power and lasting power, I think it requires, you know, a meritocracy-based.
Matt Brown voiced grave concerns regarding UFC's fight pairing decisions, cautioning that emphasizing instant buzz and pay-per-view appeal might ultimately damage the sport's longevity. He contended that while dazzling pairings produce quick returns, sustained achievement hinges on recognizing excellence and establishing a structure honoring competitor accomplishments, not pursuing fads. Brown deemed this merit-based strategy vital for upholding repute. He stressed the friction between entertainment and competition, noting that top fighters like Arman Tsarukyan and Movsar Evliov seek title shots via ability, not online buzz or theatricality. He warned that if the sport favors display above worth, it jeopardizes its integrity and the value of genuine sporting accomplishment.
And guys like Arman Tsarukyan or Movsar Evliov, I always mess up how I say his name. You want to bring in these Olympic wrestling level guys. I mean, they don't want to have to go out there and put on some ridiculous show to become a champion. They don't want to have to go on Instagram and start a podcast and make you know, whatever kind of skits on social media and this silly kind of stuff. Like, they just want to be a world champion because they want to be the best athlete. And that's what makes me wonder how the staying power is going to be, right? When you're dealing with guys that are, you know, legitimate athletes that want to be legitimate athletes, and they're getting passed up by guys that are entertainers.
The evolving landscape of the UFC now stands at a critical juncture. This drama pits legitimate athletic achievement against the insatiable demand for entertainment. The personal vendettas, overlooked contenders, and champions navigating a complex system all converge to shape combat sports' future. Fighters and fans alike confront whether true sporting merit will ultimately endure, or if the spectacle, driven by commercial interests and eyeballs, will reign supreme. The path ahead is uncertain, but one thing is clear. The decisions made today will irrevocably influence the integrity, excitement, and direction of the UFC for years to come, fundamentally altering what it means to be a champion.